Zoom lion akopie mu ho a omo kote ho say wine omo kwa kote ho say ye de yenya owura sian Japan ye se yempe ni nyina se enkrofo ewo ulterior motive against papa no ene ni dwuma o ye no ti ye se yempe ntini ye be sa na African countries nyina age no na afi Ghana kra o se onye dwuma ewo Ghana ha biem menye sure so be yes esanse odo Ghana pa we eye big headliner ewo chronicle enim ena no pay ya de ema electricity tariff hit the roof despite CD appreciation cuts CEMSE worried enti Kwadwo enedie electricity tariff no be kosoro anesapa anasa akosoro pa ene uto ya na san Kwadwo ye mimite na me fe senka nesa da bia me di twa mompoa wa hai ene bo fast pa obi kura se bo faster pa eno na cut Ghana ena afi nso CEMSE yes almost ye omani nye tarifa kosoro ene se CD achi dollar ejina ho na ne yentimi entua electricity tariff no de a omodwen ho a omo entiase kra other stories are obehu Mahama in Brussels as advocate for Gavi vaccine replenishment entiene omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama de course enura nyina or Brussels entime ye sure say enura nwumre ni na anopei omoma no security briefing a omo de beka on say ye omampani uni ho no de esi ewo wachini the SC ewo me sure say chief of staff ebe ka kire no na mum chief of staff sure ne so but we are in charge enti eno enso eno no teachers without pay GES response to mountain pressure over staff ID delays enti eno so ensemo a ekoso ewo ho anisa GJ election committee engages candidate in key virtual briefing on proxy voting and others in the so when we say GJ election no proxy voting is allowed no baby a wo bia no obetimi amobi ato aba e de amount eno ena nipa ejina se ento omoso aba no enura yi committee no ene omo nhyiam kama nei obia ate ne ho ase pain devs grassroots digital right conversations we ensemo other stories are offer the obokrata ya benya bia kan man 28 accused of defrauding forest traders to funding betting in ensemo eno ewa ha a 28-year businessman Abdul Kader Nasser ono ena ye kan se ne die ye de na kopie mu ewo Dansuma Circuit Court ni nyina ne se we defrauded 7 foreign exchange traders under the false pretense of conducting currency exchange transactions into ne die ne ho akire ne papa na ne sika twitwiri die papa ena waji wo mu a sika no to traders no trusting him any almost sika various sums of money totaling 325,000 Ghana cedis and afin so 5,700 US dollars and any omo ediamana eni ne ho akwa adwamu ye papa wakopie mu ewo court yenko Nigerian diary mu enano pay Tinubu commissions multi-billion naira Lafia flyover underpass enti eno so ensemo eba my brother's property in Lagos was demolished without court order Peter Obi ena eka sa ensemo resume your duties at PDP National Secretariat we ensemo aba ewo ho we any nsem ni bi ena offer the chronicle ena no pay obenya bi na wakenkan.
Mame fancha guess ye fan konkoma the Hawk newspaper the obo krata no semufo a wosa emu ema nsem no eba bontene ema ye nyina etimi enye bi ekenkan no na ofa the Hawk the obo krata no na no pay ya banner headline there anymore or say reset in ruins. Brown defies Bua, claims he's untouchable. Now, Forestry Commission Acting Chief Executive Officer Dr. Hugh C.A. Brown, and then you know, as a one Lands and Natural Resources Minister, and Atintampa. I was a share. Me don't even found some coming. Oh, Buada, lie. Oh, the front page of the Hawk Double Crater and now pay for a bit me when you can kind. Safo, I am jealous of NDC. They know how to treat creatives. Kratifetos will do back on the Hawk Double Crater far. Obit me and your beat no king can yen Fury at GMET HQ. Weather workers cry foul over rot, rust, and unpaid dues. Staff warn of mass action over broken promises.
Hey.
Ghana Meteorological Agency. Ghana Meteorological Agency.
Okay, I say in same last year October.
Ebuboniti. Emomo etietua na yensanka weather updates.
Yes, Emma the then board chairman Edema GMET. Kra kokan say omuni hu kwan
so ombeye saade no.
Ombeye saade no ma ehun nsem ba ya.
Thank you.
Akoda asan
sorry niti. Asan sorry. Aman niti to be. You can't be neutral in politics. Baumia man nukes a fenyo Krobia Kwabena Sante aid to Dr. Baumia Krobia no paper fanti amon. One minority leader in parliament or Sahine Alexander Kwamena Fenyo Mark and Osifye untimi enye mutrumuju ewo awanyosimu obejina fa nti bomodia na baabi apese ojina ne jina ma party mano obia entumi enhunu ebi. OPK's savage maths destroys the hype. Na ofa kratifeto so enson the obokrata the hog the obokrata na no pay ya OPK na meka OPK member of parliament for Emprayeso member of parliament for Emprayeso me chere
Davis Opoku
ansa na meka na asemi me chere Emprayeso mpeso ane so no wono ene member of parliament ho me chere mrahye bedwani edemom nene what the akontabo bi aba betudwa na akontabo no ena wo chere mu se ohwepa na ohwe na ubu akonta na ohwe nipa enei womu ayom ho animu se omotai wono mo mpese omuhim franka edema NPP amonyoku no mpanyefo no bi akira na za ohwe akontabo no enhyeda ensisi so eno na manfo bi no akiri mu se akontabo no enkoyi emfama Dr. Mahmoud Baumia orkatefe toso enson ofa the hog do bokrata na betimi anya bi no akenkan wei ene ensema hoduo bi na no pay obomodia kofa the hawk do bokrata no pay betimi hunu na anya bi akenkan omu
Mamenchia editor David Tamakulu na memfa the New Republic entwaso ena no pay big headline Yoko sweeps NAFCO cartel CEO wife 2 directors nabbed into no ensemu a ekoso papa office of the special prosecutor echi ebimono na national security nsu edibimu achi na Yoko nsu edi nkrofo achi ene ensem ekoso yie papa nkrofo da omo nakra entiwei ensem a eda de obokrata yanimu kakra death disaster rocks Kevin Ochre Swiss film demands Springfield takeover amid debt scandal. Oyo Takun seek palace help as accusation of a $90 million fraud hit hard. We ayen semwa ewo aha the New Republic ediaba ena anopei tokonu blah blah blah. Government says she must play by the rules or face the music. We a government response and ray de eba no eno ena the New Republic a capture no ha kama SGR boss 2 others nabbed over SML scandal. But could you enura tamu amede sa breaking news no eba no later me hu say office of the special prosecutor update na omo kire say Reverend Dr. Amisha died na onka omo a omo chie ne no ho enti no yen hye ne nso sa GJ elections plot taken tumfo implicated in a year voter register scam. Drivers, cleaners, watchmen, cameramen, and duplicate names uncovered. We a GJ elections are Ebasono, a hunsem ena ura David Tamaklu, editor, edema the New Republic, ediaba ene anopay.
Yemfa the overseer, the Bokrata mu ensem de be informative for now pay over the overseer say there is no political agenda to remove you. Government fires back at Tokonu and no edaha other stories in your vote buy-in to rock GJA election again. Voters to get between 500 and 2,000 Ghana cedis each and all ratified toso miensa of the overseer the Bokrata nano prefer bit me na when you be akinkai rich, smart, and young. Brian Champon to contest for NPP flag bearer. No edaha na and some ahodwa and also bit me hunu na pay ewo the overseer the Bokrata say former national buffer stock national food buffer stock CEO reportedly picked up by Yoko and no Kratifet also a 9 of the overseer the Bokrata and Eviano Ebra the suspended chief justice Kasanoano and assassin so eba ebetu any efforts to link judges killing to your trial disingenuous Kwadwo Fusu to Tokono. She's not I don't think that she linked it. She said say baby omu yenhia no and a brow she says okusu apomu when she was 1100 and she has memories of how Niwafano was abducted gruesomely murdered. And so she's making a point say she doesn't understand why that is the only place that seems to be befitting of a hearing. There are other public institutions and other spaces for her
of her hearing.
Let me put it that way. Other spaces for her commit me so I don't see the link. She made a point quite clear over there. But the overseer the Bokrata and Munsem Nibi and Anna Pofa bit me on your Biakan.
Mpacho Yemfa Daybreak and Twaso and Anopay Daybreak Ewaha Nigerian merchant takeover Lakeland schedule and no and somewhere Ewaha with the photo of John Abdullah Jinapo Energy and Green Transition Minister and so Ewaha. Other story obehu ewo Daybreak and no pay Yesu Moja in trouble as faith-based Sobolo crazy spark health concerns in Tianonso ewa ha enei obeko ensori mu ene ade omsi o Sobolo Yesu Moja onomu a yaye Yesu Moja ene ye de apete so menim ba bi omukonya asa Yesu Moja no ene nei enkrofo enom saa eno ena abase enei ama ayaresa ho ensem apeja ayaresa ho ensem pa amenkrofo se omonomu a na ebimu omoyem ene ade a eno enenei Daybreak ede aba de obokratai animu ha a ye boso ede amawi tokonu Pinaman led committee treating my lawyers like Nebuchadnezzar's magicians and also ensem we ha the suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu ena okan sansemi osihwe ukopiemu e committee nanimu a said Nebuchadnezzar or like maame no pa onim kasa o said they were liking say the ekoso ewo ho no the treatment of the lawyers no to okwan and Nebuchadnezzar the magicians we asem we Bible mu emrepem no mepemre ne ma bie saa we na ma chirechire mu a me de be preach kura asem pa metimi de preach ewa ha e de amamu pa ante sakitoko no na other stories are obehu ewa ha loyalty over convenience afenyo marking calls for ideological renewal in MPP kwaje watie ni full statement no
why
ora afenyo marking ewo bre nrai MPP for a launch omo patriotic institute no
that we have not had the time to listen to
pebre netie full tape ni nyina de pa emu ensem ewum pa we daybreak
Paul Cassie here live on Facebook. Paul Cassie, I think that sometimes mumma and komono enye if you have a different opinion of a sort, if you have any other suggestion of a sort, I feel say you attempting to insult somebody isn't the right thing for you to do. Now, number one, you are not obliged in any way to say obetimi aju bia someone or can a day atumo. Now, he issued a caveat or say in a personal view, in his personal opinion, he feels said the president is creating a constitutional crisis. But he thinks not on case yemfa na adwene no or the air to John. He thinks that the president is creating a constitutional crisis. And I don't know whether you know the law that much, but only Emrano and you have any divergent view. If you feel say you are decent to whatever it is, Prince Ekayeno, just bring that. And let's have, obviously, a very decorous argument. You see, sometimes I don't understand why people argue based on emotions and their affiliations and their attachments to certain ideals, ideologies, certain sect, religions, and all of that. You're not being objective. You'll not be able to learn. And so, Paul,
small minds.
Paul Cassie, Paul Cassie, come again. Me can't refuse on by this time. Doctor Timothy Kakari, Cassie is fun no country. Where they won't find him because he's made a statement on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you can actually join us. Let's have a conversation. A decorous one. We attend ye be him. Adwene toa na edibo man no. Enya attend enya yampia to. Enye obesi entoto ho a emfa mfa so papa bia ema na edibo man. Obi kire na adwene na wonte ase. Now any other view person kire betimi dia ba. And that's what we do on the show. Obi timi hu sa no pa bia sorry a bona prince ne me na ye gi akinye prince ene fati na ye gi akinye is because we have divergent opinions and divergent views on what happens. On what happens, yes, you know, obia hunu in a different view, in a different way. So please, come again. If you understand, really understand the matters of the law, but your Sambra view and stop insulting people. The business analyst, the Obokrata and the Obokrata, a chat to Kutami and no pay. I think the new inquiry that Prince and him. I mean, the business analyst, no, it won't have been family for now to pay. GJ elections, Kwabna Yabua, Asempa crew, Ato, others endorse June 4 and no Ewaha, and now to pay page number 3 of the business analyst, the Obokratano. Minority condemns act, demands immediate reinstatement, make a BOG staff dismissal, no, and Honorable Fatih Abdulaziz, Member of Parliament for Saviligu, and all this answer we add to it. Talk on no government clash over removal process. And no, the banner headline that the business analyst anyway now to pay over which me when you be acting kind. Concerned lawyers call for global action over Sami Omar's detention in Kenya. Ghana Revenue Authority to introduce 15% VAT on non-life insurance premiums from 1st of July 2025. We'll have a conversation around that this morning. Said the baby to me at Chichimu. Now to be to me Enya wo NTS. Story no work at Fetoso Miensa. Page number 3 of the business analyst, the Obokrata and Nanope. We and it's Mahodwa offer business analyst, the Obokrata and Nanope between home and working kind.
Mpajo, yenfa the National Enquirer and Twaso. na big headline no GRA set to modify taxation nti ɛno nso ɛwɔ aha yɛka ɛde defense minister warns of fake Facebook account. No one is intimidating you. Government rejects Tokonu's claim. Exim Bank woos Chinese investors. And also Ewaha, Esiedun Ketia chairs GPHA board. And no Ewaha na enkrofo bebre se ompese obeche no idea wajiatum ama ya inaugurate ESA board no GRA SML scandal USP arrest more nti no eye ensem a ewa ha other stories a obehu ewo the obo krata mu ne se Professor Opoku Agyeman urges shift from aid dependency at civil society forum and also eye ensem a ewa ha Rawlings's values must be our guide. NDC National Chairman Owura Johnson Esiedun Ketia ena okasa ensemu ede akere NDC foyo chiefs propose reduction of minimum age for presidential aspirant and also ewaha commercial drivers demand NDC sanctions against DVLA boss over unapproved fines ene Kwadwo awadamfo DVLA boss and
Julius Nico.
Yes, ono NNA commercial drivers and omo catcher NDC for say omo sanction papa pa ni nyina ne say ogije unapproved fines bia omo dwen ho a omo entiase kra. Ghana's economy projected to grow by more than 4.8% in 2025. We a report be and this in some way to Ija. Bank of Ghana raises 5.69 billion cedis in 856-day bills. We a other stories in so obenya bi na wakenkan we any insemni bi na se ofa the national enquirer and anopeya obenya bi na wakenkan.
Happy 98.9 FM not go so at in the Happy Morning Show. Sima baku inum abo apa non so a brasso say your court nekofa social media trends no at the bread for the FN and live on the show this morning. Stick and stay with us because and some no doors ye pop.
Lagofi, I'm on one as well. When it also that is all copper pound on sugar bow. The ammonia I need the student this year. Another rice water.
Hello, how you doing? We want you in our station. We just wanna ask you a question. Are you legalized or you faking? You see, your heart is beating, cause you know what you have done. But before you do run away, I just wanna let you know, say you can run, no. But you can hide, you can run, no. You put your manashi, you go, go, you go,
Yes, sir. What is it? You don't come in. Who is all coming? What do you mean by fear? What do you mean by fear? I will tell you. When you see somewhere and behave like you are talking to your co-equal. Am I your co-equal? You are how to people behave if you are a hospital worker. Who are you?
Enti social media trends ne yade bro baby a papa fati sha boli wo bia yemfa na sekase yemfa fama ne sanse wonu nka baale sam wo ha go gyina mu agye gyina mu a na yan shase unse to da bia ya na ye ne mofra no ekọ eye shopping a mofra no timi nkanka ne ewura eye supermarket na shopping mall no wo mu niam ne bebre no sa no a na wo mu no mo kire what they want first one no me de bebro ne ma me kan tell say ene Bristol ena eso yasene said the den nyina no pa bia ye no no wo no mo so yasene ema ye de social media trends no e de abrati for open high quality MCBs akọ eye Bristol open durable distribution boxes akọ eye Bristol open eye switches and sockets akọ eye Bristol ukojomu a enkonkoto ne enye no to papa no ene de Bristol yes just yem free na yenko eye supermarket ye ababa wai akoda ketu akodonkua no ne se ene wo na mo na sika akra be di eye papa kotokum no se ene yemonwra mo na yanko shopping kakra na ye na baba we bowra ye mo ho na wo hu se niam bebre wo ho nkoda de se nkoko yi ene na eye biscuit ni toffee ni drinks ni de keke ka ho nanka wo hunu bi nanka akwakoyi na ye de da bi o akoda yem se afiansa na wadi be emfie mienu anase ba ko ne fa enu akoya na okohunu se kasa hudu osisi wo bebre na wokohunu ya no na koso ne sinsa se akra sese ni de baabi amatifia duro no mihia ka se de be ya wosoma mifia betumi akwa akotama eniema no entempa so a na me de abrew na ebetumi aboa pa makọ ne abadi mu wo fie se mi free hall aba besen ede akọ eye kitchen akwa akọji maduane ne na metikai mu shi mama besen ko na mo suba mi seven ko ka bibi nkyere me maami a ene na shi no ma ba sinko na no ko fa ne se ba na se akra ye de nka hwe price no na nka to bi mame ne papa hwe price na no eh 4,899 na wo no o hwe so no de ne papa hwe no ano ka say hey this is not your type one o ka kire ye ne mame say mom hwe se mbeti benya biscuit bi na diapers bi munyima no na amomienko tie de ko so ni bi
ami hwe ne bo say 4,899 baby ko you say like why 4,009 no why na ekoto car we di ama wa car ayi ade a wontimi mfa petrol mu 4,890 munko no onyi Cerelac na munto pampers ba kuma no
ede papa no wase munko na munto Cerelac na munyi pampers ba ko emfanka honfom ne zanze wo check in budget no 4,809 no enya de a 99 enya de obetumi ato ede amakoda na we ene beto abevu ntintankese ene so ena eye Ghana for say yankasa hu bia I think differently or say hey that's like $460 they should run at home is better for their growth so his Ghana ka papa no ba be say no dia tokare dia ma ne ba no dollars ka no aha 9 ya dusia ebe sen kan koda no betimi atumbirika ofie eno mo beboa won apomodine other messages are obetimi comment amanfo head by was it Rose or say Charlie he says Cerelac then one pampers tio was Flames her obedience is top notch as akodanu buade obuni papa with Alvin or say she understands the dad. That's a well-trained African child. So we watching papa say as a brofra titini fie pa. Morning Star say may we all be rich so that we can do what our kids want. We do see your mom pie say dey be nyankopɔ betumi am nyina sika na enkoda no eni am bi home busa etimi anya sika na akwa koto bi e de ama won. Ma memfa we entwa to Nana FG say baby, could you Cerelac why? Made me pictured in XXL school uniform after being convinced by my parents that I will grow in it. I wore pants as a trousers from 2001 until I dispose it of in 2019. Ade. For 18 solid years. If you're tobacco, and show, hey, Nana FG. We as of the comments, amount for the buyer on this particular video. Now, no ba, Mamusa wo, no ba, and a copy mu, a shopping mall, and I could not be catch us a video who car, Papa, Tomano. Now, I'm fantasy you have the wherewithal, me Teresa Wuska, obey me at Tomano. What will your decision be? What time and answer won't talk? Emma, no, none of them say, young free one young call a year and send for Frosso. Ghana dear Debia and Frusi. As a Frusi. And ra Edia call membiswa. Now also for a bomb pie Ediamo Bia, our home when you're baby anymore. Nanny and Antokwa, giddy no. Marjorie was a be mindful of from and unquans. Ghana Habiwa. Also for no pretty or crum. Oh, pretty or crumono. And there's a papa was what didn't want to why are you preaching? Why are you preaching? Papa be an adjuno cano. And was a share. Now no baby preach her. There be I am preach her. There be you are not allowed to preach here. And yeah, one also for our preaching. TV, good TV. I just said, there's a papa and Adjuno Canon, one is off for any year, and your own. Come here, say, Kumasio, as a Kejetia, Importamoa, because my year we know who structure and Penamuzi Kitia. And a papa in a year, papaya or no, Nadjuno Canon was a share. And never was a medume or yesterday was Oboa. Medume or yesterday was Oboa, a lie, a fan chain, while light a lie, Oboa. And yadia air come here, Oboa, Nanny on no, Oko Facebook, I bet me who be Mr. Ebia may describe a chair on to me who ya. But more than Bobram Facebook, Uram Facebook, Ubehunu a year, a dear na air course between was off our pretty, any Bodania. Sabi, now General Canacra, now one papa, and yeta so pa. Netta 7 was a fire to fire. One of the other buyer, a cure thing, or see, I tell you, or buy him a Tricia. Or see, hey, Ghana debut. And I say, I tell you, Ghana debut. Way a commenter about for binomo a day a buyer. That's it. Also, what domain me domain we used to do more. So me domain we used to do as a nyasem. Kito aye free wa ni anko aye nsem from one. Ye mongra aye enei. Aye asemu. Na we dey say me fanchira ai atibo zizia o ba o dey ma me nko ha na me mfa we mra because eno ni nkoma ene anopai yetena sia ye ba bedie live on the Happy Morning Show trends social media trends ye Bristol na aso asene em ye dey bramo no na ye dey ma ene anopai na ye nkonsem fufuru mu ye konsem fufuru mu a na je se ne no hwe we ye be ma mu nene no ma me nka wo se ye wakwan hodo a betimi ama emu a beto no okwan do oh mamen we high level antics emu ena otimi ete emu anu wiemu na wato na kwa kogu styrofoam mu kama ko Facebook a obehunu bi because odi anije ena eto aduane no se hwe we Guinness Book of Records na wo senka modimi komu no se Semon famine kumwa, and Yamia metre a Yavia for 9 years. Beduania made on with your papa, energy with the skills, antics, any day home, and I'm Dijumano. A brand 2 hour on fried rice, not a share. Maybe we can't say a man for any bit me, aso, another amount for any bit me, a year memoir made tono. As the owner idea was now, I said you were far, a year bottles are, Ubesia, catch up on the cake, a home, a gumuno. Na oye no ase ono no wasua mixology kakra odi si ni nsaso na ase wo so no a ne sa no wasua kakra we no Okoho na oko akwakope aduane dia eye ni je nko a Ghana for ka eye wobo ensem de fa ho Ishmael Oyongo say Antarctic experience antics. Hey, code making this as adiwi person go to ni page o code nso de no or terms ope Ghana ha influencer ba ko terms a e code miki nene amanfo e video ya say or say I was wondering why he stood I was wondering why I stood in the queue for so long. Please, haven't even been there before. Code and Kasa, you be national asset for they protect you. Among for when moment they buy, I don't know. Or say wait the tier a more 3 million, 2 million. One of the other buy, I know. Abena crying or say, as I am hungry, he is now doing Shaolin soccer. Hunger won't wound me. One of the other buy, I don't know. Mami fa we intra 24 social media trends no na we ye o my anger issues won't allow me to wait whilst I'm hungry, like we all go enter the shop way or Facebook nana mo akon say ultimate ton mo na skills way antics way obetimi aye bi kama obetimi aye bi kama pa o say the otemo no ato afa wiem otemo na no ato afa wiem otemo na no ato afa wiem nana we easy man and I hope so tifufu now to fa wiem wo de fufu no ana ope and then you to fufu na wato afa wiem say the antics ne na manfo say be line ho de enya sam to ha any day social media trends na see and on live on Happy 98.9 FM was brought to you by Bristol Ope electronics for all your electrical needs. My main come for Bristol Famo. Bristol, our products are designed to provide safe and reliable electrical connections for your home office or industrial space. Bra, Niamon, high quality MCBs, durable distribution boxes. Na Yamon, switches and sockets are hodwa. Unya bit me ediadi with you menina. Choose Bristol. Bristol, powering your world safely and efficiently. Intia, any day social media trends, no. Edisi, edi amount, and ne anopay. Ne avieni sano. Ne na obeko na wakoye day.
Keda. Oh, Bessie. Keda. Keda. I'm sick, na keda. No, all born no wages, though. Some fool, all born no wages, though. Keda. Oh, Bessie. Keda. I'm sick, na keda. No, all born no wages, though. Some fool, all born no wages, though.
New Kivo hot pepper powder. Loco shoe. This advert is FDA approved.
Happy International Father's Month. We bring you greetings from E-Productions. This June, we are offering a whopping discount for production services of all magnitude, be it personal, social, or corporate, to celebrate fathers. For other events happening up to June, worry not. You can still enjoy same Father's Month discount once you place your order in the month of June. At E-Productions, we are happy to assist you in capturing special moments within a friendly budget. Call 024-2755-323 or reach us via socials at E-Productions. E-Productions, capture the moment.
Your assessment of the NDC for the past 5 years.
Actually, okay.
Honorable.
Obeni, let me tell you something.
hwɛ ɛna na meka no amamuo no ɛnyɛ toro kaa sɛdeɛ ɔmo yɛ no wodeɛ moma yɛ nyinaa yɛnhwɛ sɛ afei no ɔmara foforɔ nti no yɛnka wɔ mo bebree ɛgye sɛ ebia nneɛma bi a ɔmo yɛ a ɛnkɔ yie no ɛne yɛbɛka but wobɔ sɛ ɛbɛbuabɔ ɔmo ansa na afei akɔ na wieɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ bia awurade nyankopɔn
ansa na afei akɔ na wieɛ
meka bibia ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a yɛyɛ dum sɛ yɛ so na mmom sɛneɛ wɔn hyehyɛ nneɛma no ɛne kwan a wɔn fa so a wɔn yɛ wɔn nneɛma no a wɔn ma emu na hɔ na wɔn de propaganda ɛna ebu ɔman no sɛ na saa na ɛbɛkɔ no sɛ woyi wo yam akomapɛm na wode yɛ ɔman adwuma a ɛmfa ho ne deɛ obi bɛka wobɛtumi asurvive but sɛ wode propaganda ɛna yɛn baeɛ mu ɛdeɛ na mo baeɛ amayɛ gold board yi mu inaugurate kura mpo no ɛdeɛ na wɔtumi ayɛ ntumi nyɛ hwee nso wo se ɛyɛ mo ɛna mo mama cd no kasa bi a yɛti na ayɛye ɛna yɛba ayɛ yi ɛyɛ americafoɔ ɛne asiafoɔ ɛnya ɛyɛ
tarefoɔ
exactly
ɛna sunsun ama dollar no ahoɔden aba fam
na sɛ wɔn ku wie a anaa wɔn gya ntɔkwa no a na wɔn san ka bom so wɔn yɛ adwuma yɛ ana yɛahwɛ sɛ dollar no bɛgyina baabi gyina nti ɛhɔ no yɛbɛbisa mo sɛ na gold board no egu anaa sɛ ɛda so wɔ hɔ.
Obi eren ofenti ekomita na be nti na wen sisi ofie so honorable you your obo show honorable play show so we are draw our attention on the food and we thought honorable no matter what honorable will bring us food. Yeah honorable disappointing no kwala papa yena mu ba ni na kiden waka show the baby Not anka.
Last year, one come what the best.
It's not the amount.
Let me tell you what there's what them breakfast, oat, tea. Now, now what they found so why not toasted?
Toasted. What are the chef one out of the pancake?
Yeah, we had to go and vent your back my
if Ryan Bonsa any gofinti eho na enwumwe Prince Obapakwa Imbran say memano enkoma eye King Imswati III ni yirum ni nyina onim say is against the law so beti obehwe omoni is against estiamra so obehwe King Imswati III omoyere no ne yere nom no and it's even if within the royal household in the it's prohibited. Don't mean human insanity. Sabe penalty.
But the only band and a horse.
Ujina so come. As an year num dorsal.
The baby artist say Obia or model.
Yeah, yes.
Tia Sisifia or be pacho. Hey, be careful. I don't pay. See you with you. Me pacho. See you. I mean, got yours with you. Mr. Sisifia Bank. Mr. Sisifia. Otiedia, and then Cassa Obano, then by O Sisifia be pa. So I send a royal pepper. Come on. Ohene ne yere ho afa
ne yere nom
sisi ya no mu nyina ate de
ne yere nom ho afa
ene odi ade pa.
The Ghana Revenue Authority, the about to just by 1st of July, they'll be introducing the 15% VAT. No, Mr. Moa, it was it to me in ya honti as in ya muntrimu ye. Because about 2 weeks ago, we started talking about taxes and as a taxation of and the fact that it is really cumbersome. When prekesene and I was having a conversation with a partner of mine, and he was asking me because we were supposed to send a pro forma invoice be to an institution be for work that is done. Nana Ubusame rate near Dahefa, and I can show to you, to all of us, the message that I shared with him, because I was not aware of the rate as we speak now, because Obakaya, during the 2025 budget presentation, the finance minister, Dr. Keselato, was in Anzaz and maintaining Kantakra. Or the and someone who will be a to just say omo ebeshe VAT value added tax no na omashe said the bear the complications with its tabulation the calculation in no so a bit to me at here and so me and before ansana me de adene sending no na minim and so what I shared with him was that a VAT no the existing rate is, I think it's 15%, but there are additions. Offer the Education Trust Fund levy at the Kahon, offer the National Health Insurance levy, and no 2.5, so 2.5 apiece, 5%, or become 15% in one, 20%. Say if you're looking at the consolidated value of our VAT in one, like I say, it's somewhere around 21.75%, but the government, through GRA and the finance ministry, said by 1st of July 2024, we shall be introducing GRA to introduce 15% VAT on non-life insurance premiums. So non-life insurance premiums, will attract a 15% VAT. But what does that mean? Again, and a chair. You know who come and I'll live on the show this morning. But the main conversation this morning has got to do with asotwe aye de mamofra ewo ye fiefie mu. So obekaya na otwetwa mu no na edi nkomo efa asotwe de man kwada ewo school emu. And we asked the question as to whether awofo ewo tumi so obetumi abawura school bi mu. Na waka se meba edibone wo school no mu. Na mahunu se nansen no enhia hodo ede tudwa ewo afia pem ahankron eni afia mfiempim bienu eni edu enwotwe emu no e kire se we are reducing the use of corporal punishment ewo yento aso school no nti akyerɛkyerɛfo entimi emfa emfian enhwe nkoda ntimi owofo no maba awura school no matese meba na debone bi me mahwe no enhwemu eni nkoma yedi yem yehunu se in the school is guided by Emra, Omo local Emra. Sanso ena the Ghana Education Service prescribe Emra hodwa. Those schools are hodwa no. Won itimi edidu juma. Mamenka was say Ghana Education Service, the implementation agency of the Ministry of Education. Intika say and she be a bind the bebano. The Ghana Education Service and be implemented. Omo Emra, Omo Shishe to ya hodwa. Also schools are hodwa no more. Ebitumi edi juma. Enje ba ko ne se ene untimi emfa emfia untimi mo akoda na say you cannot punish abofra using corporal punishment. I ebitumi cause injury and as a harm bitumi ha abofra na say bitumi pra abofra no. But what about ye fiefia hodomu? Momiankai say Oman Ghana Oman we subscribe to a lot of international laws and as international charters. And no boy Emma yen emra hodwa edidi juma e wo man mu no. Efa no ma bebre hu no. It is at par with what is internationally accepted. Na just say ene nia woko amanya hodo so na se wiase afa na omdidi djuma no a ya se aha enti sa emra hodo no a woko wiase afa na edidi djuma no bia ene yefa edidi djuma e wo mamu. I think the Act 560 Children's Act of 1998 no e kire kwan ya befa so bitimi atwe emofra so ade ba kwa wo kire ne se obetwe abofra so wo so hwe abofra no ni mfia wadi ene asotwe no a wo de ma no no mamenka wo se ya mamra anase even emra no kra no a ye de ebo emofra ho ban me kire eye Children's Act e wo memo Act Children's Act of 1998 no e kire pefi ni a wo ya abofra anase unya a wo ya abofra obi bia wadi emfie edunwotwe ekofem bia no ayo bia according to yemra oh my God, no. Oya abofra. And say so abofra no edi bone na se o twe na so in any circumstance or situation and as in any environment. You should be circumspect in the application of corporal punishment abetimi ediama aye abofra no. But there is a lacuna. Obi beka se tokro kakra bi eda ho. Tokro na da ho ne se although emra ne kire what is reasonable and what may be justifiable punishment. It does not ban the use of corporal punishment. And I'll give you instances where in 2017 and 2018, we attempted to remove the justifiability and the reasonability from the act. Said there will be a total ban on the use of corporal punishment in our schools and in our homes. But then there are cultural and moral arguments. Man for edeba. Morally, awofo bebre no ano adwene eyom se e wo se omutimi etia wo ma no akwan ahodo so said e be ombetimi atenetro mu yi. And sometimes oko a Christopher fear, the justification is that spare the rod and spoil the child. The sentence swaba sabi eyi jimi efri abofra akoma ho. Say omo mantian swaba no eda ho a na say omo pro abofra no. So that's the justification. In Christian homes, that's the justification for sometimes the use of punishment, and I say to a larger extent the use of corporal punishment in some of the homes. Again, almost say so oman fasa ye asotwe no ama mofra no to the bia and mofra no are not able to connect the consequences of their actions to a ye anamuntua omu etu ye no. And I say to the punishments that you're given a year abofra. Say bia abofra bia dinya bransen bi no afre no ahye that's one net na say na no dinkomo. Only dinkoma. It is sometimes difficult for the child to connect a foot to an answer kind of de catching to the consequences of any actions now. So bonnet so there are a lot of justifications on that front. There are a lot of ethical issues and I say ethical considerations when it comes to say punish abofra. And these cultural explanations and moral explanations eba into the conversation in Nano. But we will have that conversation. What is defined as justifiable in your view? Oh yeah, awofwa asotwe ben e na wo de ma oba ofi se ese na efata na enyan sunsuaso bone e wa abofra na so. And there is a video that is making rounds on social media. Oko social media is here. That video is there. It is making rounds of akoda ya hangeno. Ya dinensa, ya chichire nensa. Na yedna sen eho na ye bruno. And I know say please say when we are showing that video, viewer discretion is advised. I will ask you, would you call that justifiable just because the claim is that abofrano akwako we are 200 Ghana cedis? The minority, I think that there is a committee in Parliament issue a press statement, and we'll have the press statement. We'll read that, and then what do you describe as justifiable? That will be our biggest question this morning. Should we continue the use of corporal punishment in our homes? What should we do to the law? If we say we are banning corporal punishment, any school move, if you move, it is banned. But say how do we do that in the face of the cultural and moral arguments? Almost say a therapy face will see to me a chamber frason in such a manner. Big conversation in Anope. This is the conversation for all of us. I will see the principal Papa in Brown over. But Yamshe say you bet me the GR in Komono. GR to introduce 15% VAT on non-life insurance premiums. Now, my main fact, the business analyst the Obokratano and no pay. Na mempe baby a story niwo na menken kan emfama etifo ene ahwefo ene anope. And then we have a conversation with Ura Julius Jima. Ono eba no eto edije ensemu a oyobi a wabobe ewomu yi papa. Now, say the Ghana Revenue Authority has announced that a 15 value-added tax will be applied to non-life insurance premiums effective July 1st, 2025. In a notice posted on its social media and official social media platforms, the Ghana Revenue Authority stated that the new tax will apply to insurance policies covering property, health, and travel. Motor insurance, however, remains exempt from the new tax policy. According to the authority, the measure forms part of efforts to broaden the tax base and enhance domestic revenue mobilization in line with targets set in the 2025 national budget. With this, what this means for policyholders, with the introduction of the 15% VAT, individuals and businesses purchasing non-life insurance policies will now pay 15% more on their premiums. This translates to an additional cost for those seeking financial protection against losses or damages under such policies. Now, the policy is expected to have a direct impact on the cost of doing business, particularly for firms that rely heavily on non-life insurance for risk management. The Ghana Revenue Authority has urged the public to take note of the new policy and adjust their financial planning accordingly. The Ghana Revenue Authority say yɛde NAVAT how much mu edunum eba aba beso yensi echiba na okwa akopɛ ɛde ama obi bɛseɛ wadwapade ahodoɔ ebie that means a health insurance. So the private health insurance, it means you'll be paying 15% extra. So your premiums now, there will be a 15% extra on your premium. Why not exempt the health insurance? Why not? It's so stated that it will apply to insurance policies covering property, health, and travel. Into your travel insurance, or travel insurance that would you from now premium you on a monthly basis, 15% VAT at the barber can remember 15% VAT and your company in it. Obviously, una utia premium. Into minu mienu any bitia. Into any hana or insurance company. Edison do say premium utia for abia what dying be, why insure what dying be, why insure
100 Ghana cedis ubetia 15%
at the account. So that's basically the explanation. So it means the cost, and as a car meet you to ensure say I am secure. And I say I protect some of the properties that I have, the cost is gonna go up. What would the implication be? So are we ready? So because anya no kwa part of fachame anya no kwa obaka say electricity tariff.
Yes.
And also air cost. Yeah.
So Sefah, what is it with various government and successive government bibia omo pesa omo taxi? We are paying taxes on fuel. We are paying taxes on water, electricity, even our income.
Yes. Pay as you earn.
Our income.
Yes.
It's your tax. Nene. Life insurance kakra maye.
Non-life.
Non-life insurance. Yes. Non-life insurance kakra maye.
So dying any day keke.
Semi dying. Me health insurance.
Or travel insurance.
Me travel insurance. And also any year. But what is it with government? What is it with our government? If you say tax and kwani betimi dia generating revenue. No, because I don't understand. And Sefah, no, maybe the expert will come and tell us, explain this to us, for us to appreciate it more. Other than that, I mean, so fuel a year tax no enye enough. Insuo deɛ no enye enough. Electricity deɛ no enye enough. The VAT any ade a yetua ni nyinaa no enye enough. Ene non-life insurance and so. You see, sometimes it's the quantum.
15%.
Not 5%, not 10%.
15%.
15%.
That's according to GRA.
So what is it? So adia GRA ebetimia ya ne say there are no other sources a yɛbɛtumi de generate revenue into the sinking fund than say taxes nko a. Ɛbɛyɛ kakra no obi abɛtu kurom ha o.
Utu agoy.
No, ɛbɛyɛ kakra obi abɛkɔ.
Okay, infa na oko.
Enti sɛ yɛkɔ a, how do you then tax? Sefa, yɛka kyerɛ successive government a sɛ munyi property rate o, munyi property rate o, munyi why is say successive government and concentrate ɛwɔ hɔ? Na sɛ na mehu sɛ baabi a mete ashow man.
Yeah.
Ɛne mehu baabi bebree sɛ especially under Ga East.
Yeah.
Municipal.
Yeah.
Omode notice abɛtaretare nkurɔfoɔ dan ho ani ade. Ebi mu hwɛ asefa to a tune of look the property rate the aka mu kra less kra no is bare close to 2,000 Ghana cedis. Yes. Omonye afe na omudi wa accumulate ade na afe na ebi mu tua to a tune of over 5,000 Ghana cedis. How is this difficult, Sefa? Property rate. Because politicians, they own many properties.
True.
Enti almost say attempt to babeji omuesika. And it is difficult for them to implement and answer collect the property rate. What is say Sefa? Yes, say properties we wa show me wodia. Enti no busumi bia ana afibia sika se NS utua through the municipal assembly to the consolidated fund. How is this difficult? So why are they taxing non-life insurance? We Abba say GRA will not come and provide any explanation whatsoever. No explanation. And one say mrano and the Santa and the Omo Council mra eniaye and Omo de mrani we are their obligation is to collect the tax. But you have right to explain to me me want insurance kakrebi. Ewo me health insurance keke my edi ama me ni mebusuano sebio me tua tax bia na even me income kura wasan je ho to no kakra me nso makoya me nim se wo ho se bia me nso me ni mebusuafo sebio bia akwanhia bi ba ene ade a premium a me tua no ene udi 15% eba abeka ho. Why are we doing this to our citizens?
To GDP. Ti ufa of ball my nyina edwumadi ayi dia kan nyina bomu. Say the sika ejeje on non-life insurance premium no. 0.50.
So revenue
2.27% as of 2020. As of 2020. So we are talking about in terms of Yemfan say abia 2.2 billion Ghana cedis, and I say $376 million, which is very small. If you're looking at the quantum of our GDP, 1 trillion cedis, no, it's very small. So the question is why that particular area? And I buy I say oko akwakopisika. Edi free odi aka sika yejigu ya futuo mu edi empuntu nwuma ewo man.
Yes sir. No, it's yeah okay. Odi emfa say this document is 2020.
2020.
So emfa say even after 5 years, yes simple say 1%.
It will not be up to.
It will not be up to 1%.
It will not be
even after 5 years. It will not be up to
because it has taken close to about emfa say a decade for it to get to that level.
Yeah. So honestly, I can even say I dare say with this a bimpo mekan. So what I say. And look at Sika Dema, less than $500,000.
Yeah. 500 million.
$500 million. Yeah. Less than $500 million. What would 500 million do to our development? Yeah, funny say even education infrastructure. How many unit classroom any bit me see? No, how many unit of classrooms ɛna saa sika wei ebetimi asi health facility ahen ɛna saa sika wei ebetimi asi so really ɛnyɛ significant so adan na ɛhɔ ɛna the need to tax why not other areas yebetimi and mimpo de Sefa raising a year revenue into the sinking fund no it should not be tax and you see and I think say our successive government any your photo sound for no I don't know near see ora say take na taxation expert into ono the tax that near face ora ofurata will move away from it it's so surprise onumpo your investment banker went me and move away from taxes when swaba the same thing and on also when put the 6 months into the tenure as finance minister we introduce taxes baby and that is not what he suggested whilst in opposition. In fact, in opposition he said you don't need taxes to raise revenue into the sinking fund. So what has changed after 6 months?
The gross written premium of a Ghana insurance market was 8.1 billion Ghana cedis. That's translating to 731.7 million Ghana cedis in 2023. The market is to achieve a cumulative annual growth rate of 17% between 2024 and 2028. So it will still be infinitesimal when you are to compare to the GDP of Oman. The thinking is that there is going to be huge profitability or huge profits within the industry. And so there is a need for government to also tap into the profit that are likely to come from that particular sector.
But you see,
is that not enough a cogent argument?
No, it's oversimplified. That is simplification of it. All the time, baby, okay, you forecast here in maybe 5 or 6 years, the profitability rate will hold until let's go there and tax. E-levy, sir. The reason for e-levy is that okay, everybody is moving to e-cash.
Yeah.
And of course, the mobile money transactions would quadruple maybe in 5 years. In Tienkonko tax. First year, we all saw the revenue.
Yeah.
Buy. So it's always not the case. So when we simplify it and say, so, okay, yesha, this period of time, profit ebebaho in Tienko taxi, really, we will be here 1 year down the line and we will come and report, say, it was not as it was expected.
Prince, now, Julius Jima, a tax expert, on this particular matter because it's more of a social issue than an economic issue. Meaning, say, we are all seeking to ensure for a lot of the things that we are doing. Say, we are protected or we are shielded in times of unforeseen contingencies. Now, what will this mean to the insurance industry? In general, alright, Jima, and a pair of watching Wakaba.
Sefah.
We batch up on Boko, dear.
Yamiadum number Thomas.
Obadia secret Kromunka Krakra, GRA to introduce 15% VAT on non-life insurance. I mean, from where you sit, how justified is this a tax?
Yes, Sefah, my initiative for any. Na I'm say you should be issue I think say enya de foforo na I won't say last time we have so many laws, tax laws in our VAT system, our income tax system, but there has been or there is lack of what implementation and our compliance. That has been the issue with our system. Sometimes some of us argue say we don't particularly or necessarily need a new tax. We only have to just use what we have, look at where the ababe ambiguous and complex, and simplified. That we implement some of the provisions in our VAT Act. And the problem statement, and they say a bit of history. In 2013, and I VAT Act, Yeshimukina and a buyer. Na OSHA, the Value Added Tax Act 2013 Act 870, will be a friend of fair schedule. Laws be one the schedules are supporting the main, sections of the law. Now, in the fair schedule, no, a granted exemptions, total exemptions for goods and services applied in the country. Until there are goods and asset products and services via as consumers, when we consume, we enjoy exemption on it, and I say yen tax and I yen charge VAT and funds so. So in the first schedule, this is in the 2013. In the first schedule, paragraph 19 of the first schedule, I want issues in the world because I want to exempt number one, a part of financial services, whether or not rendered for a commission or a fee. Then the B part is saying that supply of what? Life insurance and reinsurance rendered for whether or not rendered for a fee or charge or a commission. So the emphasis on life and reinsurance. So the insurance companies normally the premiums now. Almost insure on other colleagues insurance companies, just to build a reserve or a buffer or safeguard the whole insurance individuals now. So the law only exempted life and reinsurance. Yes,
that's clear.
So the what it means is that all non-life insurance policies are taxable. Just say, insurance, or building, insurance, a friend of assets or risk, and now vehicle as at 2013, insurance, vehicle insurance, whether a third party, a comprehensive, as at way back 2013, it should be taxable because the law only exempted life and reinsurance. That's it. So what is that any classification or categorization of non-life will be is taxable. But the question is, were people complying? Were the insurance companies complying? Because insurance companies, any brokers, they will have to now charge and then issue the invoices to consumers or anybody that is enjoying non-life insurance services from insurance companies. So that was the issue. People just took advantage. Oh, man, it says only life, so everything, you see that thing. Yeah, and follow. And then on side of GRE or the ministry and then, taxpayers and then, you don't agree. Fast forward to 2013, still I was the people, because there wasn't any mention of, the man say exempt now or the channel no corny baby. So in the 2013, an amendment came, which is the Value Added Tax Amendment 2013 Act 1107. Now, it went back to paragraph 19 of the 870 and then substituted, say, that life insurance and reinsurance were now exempt. This time around, motor vehicles, so all that 2013 came was to give clarity and better interpretation to 2013, which is the life and the non-life insurance policy. So, as of 2013, 2023, coming down, all non-life insurance policies are taxable, including motor vehicles, whether it's third party or comprehensive, as of 2023, because that is what the amendment came to do, to give clarity to what is life, what is non-life insurance policy. And then to some extent, for they defined it, non-life insurance policy includes burglary, property, marine, travel insurance, workman compensations, and all that. But as of 2013, it included motor vehicle, whether or not third party or comprehensive. So what the current finance minister has done is to give exemption to motor vehicle. And that is why the noise is not too much, because I say, your vehicles, so you have a charge about it, so clearly the insurance premium is cost. So what the current finance minister has done, which is good, and Lord Abone said, yes, the law as of 2013 came to give clarity to the insurance practice or dispensation we have in the country. Back to 2013, we only knew that it is life and reinsurance. That's where exempt. So all non-life insurance policy up to 2023 are taxable. But current finance minister mentioned in the 2025 budget statement, and then also mentioned in the main statement by saying that when we come, we will abolish VAT on motor vehicle insurance policy. So it stands as some of the laws are silent, but so he has just come to still further clarify. Say, motor vehicle there, no more. But about non-life insurance policy, as far back in 2023, they are taxable. So what GRA now is seeking to do is to now enforce compliance, ensure implementation. But now, what the current finance minister has given, one insurance vehicles, I know there were more exemption there. So that was the amendment that came in the budget and then the implementation thereof. But when it comes to non-life insurance policy, for the emphasis, as far back 2023, they are taxable. And even as far back in 2013, they are taxable. So it is nothing new. It's no new tax. It is just trying to reinforce our laws and ensure compliance within our VAT system. And that's it. That's what is happening.
Somebody will ask, what is the philosophy behind our attempt as a state to tax non-life insurance? I'm saying, somebody will ask, what is the philosophy? What's the rationale behind our attempt as a state, say, about taxing non-life insurance premiums?
Oh, I think the law is targeting at the services that the insurance companies are providing on the insurance service. So we are looking at the services. Most of these insurance companies, they are limited liability companies. They are in the business of providing insurances to the individuals or even businesses. And they're often also, they earn a certain commission or a fee in the insurance services that they are providing. Or share the relationship between the main insurance companies and the brokers now. There's a share of margin between the two. So on the insurance premium now as individuals, there's a component of their service, and sometimes they negotiate for those services. And so when you invite an insurance company, say, to come and insure Happy FM for you, there is that component of what a margin or a commission that they will earn or charge you as a result of what insuring what you're building, which is non-life. Now, the insurance law also makes it compulsory, say, that is what they refer to asset or risk. So if you have your asset, you need to insure. And sometimes, if you look at most of the properties in the country, if you look at the offices, businesses that is in the country, warehouses and whatnot, all business or commercial establishments, they are using purposely for commercial activities, because it is in the interest of the public. And sometimes, in the case of any force majeure, sometimes we see in Accra, some of the shops in Accra, some of the companies, shopping malls, so that is the philosophy, that is the rationale. Then you can build, certain monies or the risk of taking care of those properties, you will give that risk to somebody to do it for you and pay money in the future should that event come to happen. But because those companies that are doing that, what they are earning, because they are earning a fee or a profit, what the VAT law refers to it as a taxable activity, the VAT is targeting the commission that, those insurance companies are earning. And clearly, as it stands, because the final consumer must bear the tax, and sometimes, the VAT will be pushed down to the final consumer. And when they are affecting their prices, they will have to adjust and then make sure, say, the VAT is catered for. All the insurance companies, whatever services that you earn, we are charging you VAT. Pay something to government. I think it's that simple. So that is all the philosophy that government is trying to go into the gray areas. Companies are earning a lot of profit. They are earning some monies in the country. Insurance as can be brave. And when that happens now, they are not paying anything or there is no any tax within the insurance sector. So sometimes these are the taxes that goes into those areas to bring money back to the state.
I still want to understand something, because you made a very cogent argument when it comes to the rationale as a philosophy behind our attempt to say a bit to me at the taxes on a non-life insurance. But then I am looking at the possible impact and other implication on the premiums that yen might be tia sikano ediama company no. What will be the impact on us? That's question number one. Question number two is, what will be the overall impact on, say, amount for who subscribe to some of these policies and some of these non-life policies, especially when they realize the cost is that high?
All right. So the first one, I think the GRE should definitely come out with a practice note. Usually when there is ambiguity in the law, GRE will have to come out with a better practice note so that they will direct the insurance companies as to what they will do. The insurance companies will pass on the tax to the final consumer and then include it in the premiums that we pay or they charge us. The law says that supply of insurance services. So all the company, all margin from as a result of providing the insurance for the individual. Those are the areas that the law is targeting. And to the burden, I think this one, the burden will be on the insurance companies. Most likely, it should be on the insurance companies because...
How so? How will the burden be on the insurance companies?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that the insurance companies are earning a margin. So let's say if an insurance company, you want to insure your building, and then they compute the claim or the premium for you, that the premium is 100,000. Based on the 100,000 claim, then the insurance company so they charge the margin on that insurance services, not about the amount, because if your whole value now they are banning 100,000, so you want to sum assured it's 100,000, so you just want to insure that amount for your building. Then they will compute their margin or their commission based on a certain percentage, ADR. 10% or 20%. So if it is 10% to 100,000, the insurance companies are now earning what? Maybe 10,000 cedis.
10,000 Ghana cedis. So the taxation incidence will be on the sum the insurance company for the services rendered to me, the consumer.
Yes.
The 10,000,
yes.
The insurance company would have to go and pay or how much to Ghana Revenue Authorities. Is that what that means?
No, so the current architecture of the law is that now that insurance company will now says, okay, the service I provided, I only have to bill it to the consumer. So the consumer will let's say pay the 100,000 plus the 10,000. Then the insurance company will have to compute the VAT of the 15% on the 10,000. But in addition to the 6% levy, which is NHIL Get Fund and then COVID. So clearly, the insurance company will bill all these things to the final consumer, which is the taxpayer. And that is what, like you are saying, the impact is going to increase the cost of insurance premium that we are going to pay in the country. And then again, like I said, the GRA will have to come back again and then see where it will be a win-win situation for both the insurance company and then the final consumer. But per the current VAT, they have to push all the burden to the final consumer. But it is just that if you decide to do the insurance, you now have to suffer the tax. If you don't insure your property, you won't pay. For instance, if you have your own personal building, then you have to insure it. Why would decision I will take unless for those business commercial establishments. So if you're a business entity, I think the law enforces you to or enjoins you to do your insurance. But for household dwelling, what we've seen, if you take that decision, then you are prepared to take on the tax. So that is an avoidance. If you don't buy any insurance premium or pay any insurance, you won't pay the tax. But the intent and the rationale is that if you look at revenue generation, on the side of government is looking at revenue generation. On the side of the taxpayer, it is going to add on to the cost of insurance
premiums
for both the insurance companies and then the taxpayer. So, remember insurance, into one way, the insurance companies will come back and argue that they may be out of business because they are we say claims and our premiums now more taxpayers in each channel. Most likely that is why, in the wisdom of the finance minister, they exempted motor vehicle. Because in motor vehicle by now, various when you and I think, say, yes, we understand that it is going to add on to the premiums that taxpayers are paying or businesses and individuals are paying. Every insurance and I think they will now have to go back and engage, government or the finance minister as to how they will even set their price and all that. And the insurance companies to we need them, then they can also be in business and then the cost. But at the back now, was the finance minister yesterday, and by July also engaging with the Institute of Fiscal Policy from the IMF to look at the entire VAT system and will reform the entire VAT system.
That was the promise made in the 2025 budget.
So I was looking at why don't minister do the whole reform agenda of the VAT system, and then if possibly, because the intent is that we will have to reduce VAT. VAT add value at the FNO, add ad valorem, you add it back, it's a cost build up. So VAT is now effective rate is around 23 or 22.5%, which is huge. And all this percentage will be computed on the insurance premium, and it will definitely make the cost of insurance higher. In as much as a taxpayer, I'm looking at the revenue generation for government, but the other leg is the taxpayer, which is individuals and businesses.
Because so, the more people subscribe, the higher the likelihood of an increase in the revenues are generated from that particular sector.
Yes, so that's what government is looking at. But the other leg is that cost will increase on the side of individuals and then businesses who are subscribing to this insurance policies. And when they are not able to pay, because they are going to pay about effective rate of 23% on a sum insured amount of 100,000, together with the margin of the insurance company. That means insurance cost or insurance policy cost will go high. So the insurance companies might say that they will be out of business. And mine said 4% by insurance. Because insurance na impede that. We share here obo and the car or cars or instead of comprehending a third party no baby. So if the law don't come in to enforce it, Bema businesses they will not do insurance of their building, especially the commercial establishments. Share individuals or no fine you may be on no fan or in the office or panoya insurance or power yet. And these are the loopholes in the system. So clearly, on both sides, we want a win-win situation where government can collect some revenue from the insurance sector as a result of value-added tax, but shouldn't escalate cost on the insurance sector as well. Then the insurance companies will also be in business because non-life now, they find a huge money. So marine, importers a free year or my look at imports in a high end that import bill for the country per annum is around almost about $4 billion. So if you look at the impact, marine, you need to tie it, and the cost on it. Look at office space, buildings, properties in this country. Property rate can go for
But if you are to do the valuation of property rates and you're looking at the quantum of CK free the VAT on non-life insurance, the property rate is way higher than, because if you're looking at the value, I'm talking about Sika as of 2024. We are looking at somewhere around 7.8 billion within the entire insurance space. And if you're to do the disaggregation, now non-life, which will be a bit higher as compared to life insurance in the
VAT on the non-life.
Exactly, the VAT on the non-life.
There will be enough revenue. Because, yes, they will share property within there so because of the valuation, But the integrity in the system is that will the same individual or business present the same value of the property, time or year insurance? The insurance, the people quote the sum insured, So the actual value of the building, it be about 50 million Ghana cedis and 20 million Ghana cedis. Or also, as a sum insured, it's huge. It also could have VAT on it to start the account together with margins now insurance company better charges to Sonedia. A bit discourage you. There's something that they wouldn't want to do. And in as much as government want the revenue, you know, once it starts discouraging them, no, they'll find a way to avoid or evade. And that is where I'm saying government should really look at the balance, where they can strike a balance. Then they are any unattractive to the insurance companies, and thereafter, no, the insurance companies will also communicate to the taxpayer, which is individuals and then the businesses.
Okay.
But in the final one on the classification of the non-life, you know, there is workman compensation. Workman compensation, juma in the office. Now, a damage and an injury, you've suffered a loss or a damage as in the course of what? Would you know? And all those one is life. It relates to life insurance where on exemptions in the day. Because workman compensation is to the employee who is working within the premises of the building. My suggestion is that instead of targeting workman compensation as non-life insurance, which will suffer the VAT, you know, why can't government bring it to the life insurance so that to come and enjoy
the exemptions?
It will not impact on employee, individual employee name, you know, the salary na kitia ASN. Maybe our man was suffer injury. Now, yes, the money compensation kakra. Yes, that's the argument. So we are pleading on government to also look at workman compensation so that at the end of the day, and it's about employee, the Yesika seminar or Fem Kakra, internet, it will not suffer VAT, a BEMA compensation, and so a because I think a Banisans and also a Beboa. But all in all, government needs revenue. Government has to create the enabling space or the enabling environment. And if you mind, that is the principle of taxation, and that is the principle of governance. If we want good governance, quality governance, this is what we want to advocate for.
Okay.
In himself, the other side, corruption is there. But this time around, our advocacy is that we can continue with the developmental agenda of government. But that should not be done by limiting or suppressing businesses in the country.
Okay.
The businessmen also need some breathing to be able to carry out business in the country.
I'm going to ask Julius, and I'm going to live on Happy 98.9 FM, the Happy Morning Show. And waso egusua utie no yentwaso na yenkwankwaje aboafo nkrato mfamro tiawa ekoje aboafo nkrato ema tiawa. I want you to join us on Facebook. Go Facebook na ko join in. Na this conversation I also do a new creature we see etimi hunu bie and sakra and san ye disanko no, because this time around ya juni senke be friend panyufo bi ne nyomadi nkomo. But I want you to I want you to go to Facebook and then watch the video. The video no carefully. The conversation has got to do with Emra. Any morality. Any yamambre. When it comes to punishment. The video has been circulating. Maybe I won't be it will be, but viewer discretion is advised. Mr. Wa ebia eni bi unyai nti wuntimi enhwe. Enti say the individuals who perpetrated that act dia aposifo asomo mu emra enyomu edi. But there was a press statement from Parliament Enra Ababetuja on this particular issue. When we return from the break, it is so, and I will want you, I will for amuti and anope. Let's engage in this conversation. What level of asotwe emudru I was all the ma oba obra we dibonino. How do you determine it? Say we isuni banya me na di asotwe we and osefata say mitimi edemano. How do you decide what level of punishment, and particularly, and I say especially, corporal punishment? How do you decide the level of corporal punishment? I was to me edema oba. Emrano, the position of the law. When we return from the break, you try your bar. You better so live on Happy 98.9 FM. Stick and stay with us. We'll take from number 12 at Jenulo Street, Asylum down across Nisim 100.1 FM. Tamale, Nisim 95.9 FM. Ewo Bolga Tanga. Yakwaba.
Electroland CD a picky. Wait, say, yet Yamana, yet so dada no so. Ewo Samsung, TCL, Media, any Nasco Yamanina. Way a double promotion. It's here $1. Soft yet is $1 and swatia. Yes, you bet he and Yamanasu. And yes, yet is a tinne. And yes, you bet he and Yamanasu. And to Kawana showrooms. Any authorized dealers are more Ghana fanenina. Nako for when Nemuniama says, hey, na picky. Se Wupen Church Mubia. Fraya 050-315-9739. Electroland Ghana Limited. The Ebaqua, Ewo Nemuniama, Nane board Daffam.
Chale, Emra Yena Yacheno, a fay and a draw. A cansia Cassiano, a free caswa, and couldn't do for sorry, up for etifi. Name one more concordin, etijinae. Yet the your sebo, every massa siawaso, Ghana Modrian penny, Asaka sie, and you might add there, a basso bodia cassia, Sala Food Fresh, or Bia Bedidi, Dunda, Etoso Duringote, Forecourt, Chief Imam, if you are, ever for Dama, oh Bia, baby, Sandy Jumadi, and who wants a power, bra, number show in this one, dear, number one, Dianipa. Dear sir, not just a for coffee. Happy FM Sala Food Fest, grand finale, Sala Food Fest 2025. And you make Kwadwo, almost as a near the Jumadi Brewo, a Tasty Tom Spices, Tasty Tom Jollof Mix, Fried Top Vegetable Cooking Oil, Fortune Margarine, and Jibu Water. Happy FM Nimdia, Happy FM, and Nijankwa.
For all the news updates, trending topics, good music, and unbiased analysis of various issues, listen to the Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM. We are your morning companion.
Yamamwachio, Niamamwakwaba, Eba Happy Morning Show, so Ewo Happy 98.9 FM. Happy 98.9 FM, no to go to attend the Happy Morning Show. My men Tony Macacron. Na mwako you ready mama na fa video to Facebook say be Ghana phone na bit me din komonachi. And this morning yene Ghana phone ni din komo. Aw for amuti me na no pay. We all have a responsibility. Say e bit me ahwe Miriam dance him. I dance him. Ofra wan onfa. Ofra omfa. Okay, Matthias. Ghana for be friend. Ghana for ne be din komo no. Ghanaians will have the conversation because this conversation is for Ghanaians. Name our for mu team na no pay. I want to Jama and Fankofi. Jama ne betimi aboa wo. Aba oni amasie ni nyina aye kama e de ama wo. Ene nkoda no efri school ba na omhu fi pa montade ye fi. Ese odwene ho kra enye ye hwe. Ene no Jama detergent powder. Multi-enzyme stain removing formula. Bet me a fibia edia free omofra no entade mu edia ma wo na ni ate say wine and say color no e makala ni gina brane na sa koda na sha atade no de piesa na na se wo mu wo sha atade na de piesa no na so bia eni isan na so bia e hwew bomodia kona kokoje Jama washing powder sisia e wo so bia ben wo bia abowre mu a kasampacho Jama detergent powder ena me hwehwe ene obejo de kama pa now they are coffee Jama your partner for clean clothes. Mamenka say yom herbal lotion eya nkun kama wo hu lotion nkun kama betimi e de asra e wo bra ohunam ba bi edodo wo waposo ene ye oya ebia oyefunu bi ene ye oya uti ene pai wo kon ene ye oya se anajo ukoda wada kon so amache se wochia ukonkra enyeyi mesre udompe bi mu ene abu ebia wofan bi na adwojo ene de oya ede aba ba hwe wo so eti paye da bi emane nyina house and say yom herbal lotion your number one body and joint pain reliever ewo ho edema wate di hiane se obeti bie na bia no a eye oya no wodi ayeso wodi yeso pe kama pa na ho nyina adwo se fam we no wakwa adwuma ba wa brɛ no wa bra yo hu hwie nye yi no na wa tibina de asra kama bonzo hu nyina ba ju se fam ne woda na ho pa woda age se ye ba bebe ebinyane ho Dews Generation Enterprise ena won de Yom Herbal Lotion abadwomu obetimi enya bi ato tukoton 0244 730 0244-730-295 and I say 0302-945-146. Numbers me new for Dews Generation Enterprise. Was so with me anyone wedding house. The name of open a year and get to a monata or more pharmacy shops. Bia I walk on my Ghana and I say herbal shops. I hold one. I walk my Ghana Munina. With me be at home. Yom Herbal Lotion. Your number one instant body and joint pain reliever. Buy, use, promote, and betting platform. Papa Pai wo memwa. A bit me a boa amonyeska. When you are losing, you are winning. Any na a soccer bet and I make for Eddie Amawo. Umpewe na pedi he. But more than bra soccer chance or soccer bet swat. And they the here so be selected 10 or more matches. Odds no, I will say a beer no yet 1.30. And as a dear bro, sir, once was selected be 15 matches, then you know, Bonaka Baku Pibi, wa more. Say, wa ma, say the debut American on no other platforms. I say, Baku, man, I just say, your stake, you know, a sheer good, what boka good, and sanity. But with soccer chance on soccer bet, a idea, even when Bakuna Mokrano, we see Canada the shame with try and your mom home, and so just imagine, say, was selected 15 matches. Now, Otoni BI 1.30 and above. Nina aboni makaba kwa ama. Maybe out the 300 Ghana cedis ne kukoshi mwa. With soccer chance ubinya usikana home and san. Ubinya 900 Ghana cedis. Mamenka was in Shisheka Krawa home. Terms and conditions apply. Soccer bet is your number one betting platform man kun Ghana mwa. Fa onko she soccer chance mu. Na ba be di ho dance dia chairman. Bristol dear and no bit me a boa ama wanyana monkane ho dwuma wudi e wo fie no etimi agina yi agina brane etimi agina yi na agina brane e dia ma wo oba Bristol a ye wo a high quality MCB main switches for efficient power distribution, durable distribution boxes for secure connections, wide ranges of switches and sockets are obetimi enye bi e dia kwakodu dwuma wanyana mo ahode ho dwuma e wo fie mesre electrician no awodi udwuma e dia ma wo dan foforo no ho no se wan to Bristol ma no entonko so eni dwuma ne bi tie ni ye me se electrician no awodi udan ho dwuma dia ma wo no se enye Bristol ma ne ento bibi foforo bia enfa me di dwuma e wo dan ho bi Bristol, powering your world safely and efficiently. Samana baako ne Ghana fo nyina agye atomo se odidware a ema we de ne ye suku na na wa toko na mabontene se de nansan Miriam aye alive no use di dware alive se man na hunu alive amomum kwa na nkenka na omto no bebrebe no mateso alive lemon wo hokoko no to ho aloe vera and a rose nso eka ho bie then a rose ni hwa se ye udi dware a unhia lafenta entena nanse me na ma mo ha hwehwehwem se na minim za live aye rules no di dware be bifa ko fie wate na nkoda ne dware a jai na ze omuhwehwa omde nam school ma na manfo hwehwem ho sa na wa akra na mo na manfo hwehwem ho onza trebi ho na hwehwem sa kwotena ka mu atroto mu a obi sheda de ne hwene ben wa nkankan ni se wa kwotena ba bi a obi di cent bi obi di motuo mu cent ha no wa bedan ne dumfo ezo de ne hwene aben wa se ne hwene ben okwantie ni adan me kwotena trotro mu a mi sie na papa bi ohunu me o se oh boss eyi no e wo hunu ehwam pa ye den a aga enzo mi na ya me dware alive soup rules no bi as bra ne bo adi na de bi wo koso bi abetime nya bi ato ne bo afu ye pa enwa ana the special one odi dware enwa ana prince papa ko yim brown odi dware enwa ana nanamu ako junior odi edware say my image me who say ora Timothy Kakari doc udware bi de nemu mebe modern as me pebi na do so pumu pa ene me kra edam ba konam de akwa kogu fie. Grab a live soap today from any shop near you and feel the difference. A live soap, feel fresh, feel alive. And you mean me boys who bet me the I say ye party and I just say oh who to that's a Arabian who are adokro. And you may buy and Sabra and yes is rocking the mensa 2004 and beyond. Oh the kai pa. Things never wrong we Baroski no. Ovarian Bonzago Vinti, and Baroski. Sabra now, Sabra Trinity, I hold over Brina Bayo. But said in American no bet me the idea, so when you bet you want. I say, Otiapo, ya dear bien who air do crew, air how, Sapa pepe, and a tear. Now say, ya dear end do crew and how dear. I just say, Arabia be bow with you will be able to think and beyond. Now, Dimbrika, all the air quack down Diasudia Herbal Clinic, a registered clinic in West Africa, or a year be my atoya from her. Doctor, or Hannibal Fury on the year penny, quantra for da Diasudia Herbal Clinic. I know what's we are in alphabet down when I crowd so beat me as I know Eddie Amau, Pilbu ye now, Pediang, Sir Ubusi and even a idea adocro watch, but Netian, but the new compile, I had a sabia who do Munya, and for Manua, or Modia, Fano Cocodine, Doctor Hannibal Fury, and Doctor Hannibal Fury said, why a crowd so din hahama, Edinubna, Ebessa, Diano Ediama, when Nigan, on Fankum Kusi baby, Makazibi or Quack and Kumadibi, with you anymore, nor the powerful elect pepper, yeah, I have an idea good comb. Aye, and your one I had Yahuduano, the other crew, who no man any whom na Jira, and the Namikan ye, said the amount for Niaja Mudra almost restricted. And yes, I'm Kitwo, Doctor or Hannibal Fury said, Modia Facebook Nagana phone, you know, Munshibi, one more Munya Quenya, ain't she being, one more Munya Mre, ain't she being, Munshibi. And then after that, Ghana for 0551563916, 0555657278. Two numbers you beat me a friend now, but you made it near Dinkomo. And this is what happened. Was it Central Regional? Oh, there be Munyan to Boissier. Yeah, Ghana for near friend. Me ya born numbers, yana more friend. And see, this one you can only comment after watching. Ubet me a kahwasem after watching. Say on share. And as one share on Facebook, you will not be able to watch it. Now, the story behind this video, and it say Abofrano, a idea wako ako fesika, where we are 200 Ghana cedis. Where we are 200 Ghana cedis. And a neno, yaso ni mua, yesi bram no sano, esi bram no yesi bram no. It's not just about the punishment, but the mode with which the child is being punished. Mekan oba ifia said ye mia minia kefusu or shadino ni nyai. What will make you treat your child like this? What do you consider punishment? Go Facebook. I'm saying because se one go Facebooka and come on will be abstract to you. Abe wa adwene na kakra se de na asie na ene Miriam de ontimi odina ni hwe ho no ontimi nyina ni mfamfiri ho Miriam de na ni hwe ho ontimi nyina ni mfamfiri ho. Within the next 20 minutes I am not going to speak to any expert or anybody. I am having this conversation with you. I'm saying say go to Facebook. Oko Facebooka, you will be able to see what is going on. Mesre etiefo se oko bowramu e wo Facebooka and I bet me who the air coso. And then it will help you form your thoughts on this particular issue. The conversation, no, it all borders on this one. It's on Facebook Live. Go Facebook. Go Facebook. When you're on Facebook, also make sure say you like our feed. Go to Facebook. Or Facebook to see I can say. What will make you treat your word like this? Now, after the whipping, you saw say Papa Penyibi ekofa mako. Please, viewer discretion is advised, and we are in no way attempting to do human. Under normal circumstance, we should have covered the face of Abofrano We should have covered the face of Abofrano. This is what happened to the child. And I know that you've heard the story. But the conversation this morning is that what do you consider as punishment? Is this punishment? How do you distinguish between punishment and abuse? As a parent, how do you distinguish between punishment and abuse? If you do not watch the video, one go Facebook and go video noa, you will not understand. The background story is Abofrano, according to claims, I'm sorry, forgive me. Viewer discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised. But that is the crux of our conversation this morning. What do you consider as punishment? How do you distinguish between abuse and punishment of our children, and as a punishment of our wards in our respective homes? The Children's Act of 1998, Act 560, and making it clear, say the punishment that you are to mete out, it should be measured. You are to consider the child's understanding of the punishment and also the child's age. And son out the Abofrano. But what the law does not do, the Emrano Enyane say, ban the use of corporal punishment in our homes, in our schools. In 2018, we made an attempt, see a bit me at a corporal punishment. So in our respective second cycle institutions, at the attempt to make amendment to the justification of it should be reasonable. Let's also remember, say, a charter Sahodo Ghana subscribed to the UN Charter on child rights and the protection of the child. There's an African charter that tells us to protect Emofra from abuse. The Emra ebo Emofra by Ewo tells us, say, we should make sure, say, Enkwada are not tortured and abused. Do you consider the course as a torture and abuse? Embra aso a yawomu mudi sanyam bransemono womu epamu. But there is also an argument, say, look, if we do not use corporal punishment, how do we bring up the child? That's where the moral argument comes in. The moral argument, and they say, we cannot let the road lie idle. Whilst yatana wayamshe ha ama akodano enyini ewo bra yantinitini no. Where do you stand? 0551 563 0555 65727 numbers here. Ubiti me afre. Now about Jumedian so. Yankwa, good morning. Udini be biafre fian fana ojina.
Good morning, on our Sefah.
Bright ni Yanko.
Nana for me, Taka, dear, Namusian and Copon Bambo, and in our dear family.
Amen.
Now, me, Chammy, MC, or Abbott, my center, honorable fucking cancer. I mean, kind of papa. We should video, yeah, a young papa. Only say, yeah, it's Nipana or Buacolado class. Ne, and any bunny alcohol.
And any bar, yes.
Papa no so no enye ni bushie ni no enchi boni be na akola no onu ni sika na akola na ko yi ana se onu ni akola na ni papa sika na wako ena ni papa ena ma akunya se yembu ni ba ni sa na se de enya akola we ayaka de esi mo bu akola we wi na papa wo ni almost there's 50 years and I say 50 something years. Now I put Chimuku now this Rakola no be my own any no. A young woman to any question the sound of we crack up praising. A say a little more about tea. Nay, so your boy Muso Abapa one independent square. Sana say because they do muko praising Krana, Abano, Ebesa Bomuka, as I show mu. It is a little more table soup. No biaba yamana ba na wabu omu 10 sa osisa omu ankata omu be papa omu le ya ja omu ndase
bright mama no as good morning how do you be afrefi
Ojini popro na Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah
tutupachinie
asimo suwe kanable
tutupachi
Ojini popro na Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah
tutupachinie
Ashimafio over cannabis.
Okote heva.
Bra Mr. Unya Yira, Unya no.
Ah, no correct.
Bra Bonnie Ben Pana, the baby war.
Sentinel one way.
Auntie won't share material quine. And I'm saying, what the fathers in the Wapulia back up.
There be mimpo to party mimpo.
Oh, bra. You be your baby, and I am Missa.
To party mimpo.
Let me show Facebook is around too much. What the show is a coupon, but the year the Maradi, Yehovah, you butum Kumati say on more by Mammy dying now.
Amen.
I retired you, but my car couldn't.
Matias,
Matias, maybe I'm a channel at Jason ready needy. I don't. And I'm a chinchimani number and a mania shake a crack. Who can say Facebook none and cut to us for Facebook? And it's a boom, Papa, Kiriam. Oh, here, a billion fathers. So now, Sefah-Danquah. Suswan Passa Utibu. I probably over 5 to 6 years.
Evans a bit between 8, 9, 10, 11, because you're in the state channel.
Oh, okay. But I said, I have to come away to me. A small boy. Very small. Maybe what power to say. It is a jump a year. And you're for Chinese. Jimia, or backward, I will fall 200 cities and earlier year. Fine. Young Fanto, human rights, and as a moral question about Frano, your own throw and our own new question offer.
No credit.
You're now, the Pacha says, Miss Rewa Yadu, Nipa, Sabi, a junior, Sabi, a woman, and Nako, you mean me to moi. Say, no, be no, Papa, with you must say no bit to your crown. Therefore, the Anto say, and crap, Wabok, young fan is that Wabok, fan is that. A crown and more crown. What the town was said is crown or dear, or bad price for champagne,
Minim say you are emotionally charged by Nantobasi.
My chick was a people for my chick was champagne in the free. Papa Penny, who was a genteel with Sankawama crowd, you to me. Ah, who shall that the Bianco here open to a cock of 200 cities? That makes me take back from 2.5 years. Me to me be Chicago. Oh, fine, yes, because on here. Me back to school, but to me the Catham years because for did you mean? Otia canteen no come the man on fine yes. Oh, what is your friend? You better than work for 200 cities. What to do? Me can it. Nana, my few dear job, Mama Katamo. Say, I'm a Mrao Ghana. That's a bit above only millions and minus say. Now you will quite be a rabbit in the first one. Mr. Omanpenine, your chef Amra will say, Omani Papa when you are Mondia for friend in some and my buying no money to your pa, no near some way, Uncle Canny Trim. Mr. Yanako Jimida, it's for more by Yabakata.
Mate, to the Bachi, Mamma, to the Bachi, and a friend 0551 563 0555 numbers you beat me afraid not what but Jumadi to bat to the party aka able
na the cool so na everyone say sa akwala di do ya conform say like on fan na the new year mabosumi so no chianika it's a bosumi ya so no person chiakora ne ka won o makwala ko so na say e do one e dia na akwani to ontimi nkwa wo na wa makwara na to nsu ni o se ko nkwa no da taburo no abuwa pompom to do bo pompom na so se uwe nsu na se no ba na no tamu to do bo pompom no ontimi hu ne ye ko so no Sefah ye ko so pa
but that's an abuse
yeah ba when you're 18 years. Now, no mammy, and another kitchen, and the back home price was it. And one and none of the catcher says, the banner, we shall crown of wood tower, no, soon near quite that one fashion. So, my master, a dark one call you catch them say, you women, but if you are afraid you me, no. What's in the family back? What our community be quiet fast go. So what I say? Let me Ghana on way on the job. It's a minimum come last time. Minimum come last time. You can have price, go price, one of pay. I can never find what you're talking for. If I'm about never on the lawyer. On the sons, you know. On the lawyer, on the lawyer. I'm a lawyer. I became with Yama. If I who's there? Hey, ya, Sifa, Maminka. Hey, ya, you know my colleague. Almost got 2 more. On the lawyer say. Lawyer Medisa and Medisa and Yaman on my animal. Eh, possible Ghana have the iron CBH. Go to the government hospital. You penny the pa, Mr. Woman is a mission. It is a grandera. Your mamma was a number to the what's a penny cotton drink and brown, cotton drink number. Come going down, but champagne by Jimmy Bois and Dizama, the business of Mamma, or to the cost of pass. The Jordan of the men. The more from the money you free and the body. If I said the same models, and Necrana, the money
the Sammy, I'm going to say, as an open amount for charge because of what they are seeing, and of course, they are saying, yes, Obe Triabo Frason dear. Name it shouldn't go to that extent. 0551 563916 0555 657 I'm running for Article 28.3 of the 1992 Constitution. It says the child shall not be subjected to torture or other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. So Article 28.3 of the 1992 Constitution. I kasafa a young kwada efa hudi hono. Echirepe face inu kwansa kwada wodi nefa esa tibia we bi mu. Unim say mamenka Ghana was the first country the UN Charter I bought emofra ehon eban. Mechire the United Nations Convention on Rights of the Child. Yenyina ejitumu wiase afọ na nyina ejitumu afia pema hankro edu watching crew 1989. By 1990 Ghana now you ratify, and some of the key articles are Article 19 of the CRC of 1989, which mandates states to protect children from all forms of physical and mental violence, injury, abuse, neglect, or exploitation, including by parents or guidance. Article 37A of the CRC of 1989 it prohibits torture or other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. So, if you consider this as inhuman, degrading treatment, there, I just say one more moody sign and bransom. Na yadia won abu a year embrace. But Yanko, good morning, baby, free. Good morning.
Hello.
Master Bonnie.
Yeah.
Master Bonnie, but you mean to you. Master Bonnie, but you mean to you.
Pacho, match a video and nano yes, because the family are to me that. Me Bob, I am Miss Mana, me the code in the man no coke is tamami. And if you sit a bisu or so or the new code or track no. Sana me banu ko school no anya popo to we ya na ye ne fe no what 26 ni we ya no phone no no ko ke yi no ko ke yi 2 million me sa ne pa kwa ka peto ko ka faye no mo ka kire me enti ne ma ne ye dede no no ba me nche na me ne kasa ye me si 1 me ka chance 1 anya ye chi ni me kasa 2 what me ya so ma kweji because for my bono kasa na me ne kasa samanti me sam body ba kasa na me ne kasa ya nda me ba Usman ete onko ke obeka so onko mo hu woni yad ma me di ya le for kasa no ma bono enti we na me share no eye nyai me di happy me da me se pa bia oko ke you 2 million Mikiaka, Kasana Menene Kasaye, then the Pakuni na 1 yard, 1 yard. Akoladu, when Mr. Safa, a year school, and I've been ocean or the years, a year school, and I think you could be a BB, no, see at the years, and told you one, no, when you're quite, would that done on the farm, on the Napa, when you pay enough, let's all year in the year, dear, so. Very, very bad.
Very bad, Mr. Bonnie. Mama no wasi. Yanko good one. Udi ni baby afrefi.
Kwadwo, Sefah-Danquah.
We nana amwako me senior brother.
Udidi a kai unia o.
No cre.
Say yes why come papa police abai you say am appointment na kan and I afford for.
Me pacho baby ametie aha na metie.
Never oya just on afford.
Me pacho baby ametie aha na metie. Nana. Nko baby a. Se me de me hu asi wo sense ntwerejuma ya na me. Aha na metie. Me nko baby a.
I come do watch it. I come do papa.
Nyame be hwe yen.
Hey, nyame so de onyamba o. Nyame hwe de wo na wa sama do. E de be tra. I'm on for you no. O de be ya ye bi. Ninja bi ni wai. E bi so.
Nana, ma o za man for be ye na mum. Yemma yenom yenanso e wodwuma ye dwuma di a ye di no. Dem se enema papa be free mu aba. Nye gidi no.
Say happy FM. I won it, you know, but my food and Mujan fish, you caha. I never say I'm papa, they're more dance. And now, so they are good down there. Young lady, whom I accommodate. Go, dear, I can refer to them. Never be, you know.
Nana, me too.
If I'm a me empty, and you're by Tampa, either I go to you. If I must also for them, I'm the Bamu shoe. So, Mamma no Mojano, Mompenamon Freno, and family shoes, not you may be obey empty while you son. You old, you know. On kana amount for entering some Africa or bar or drink against one for that's no operation. I'm a friend. Near Abiola incoming with Okayako Central incoming organizer. Let's know if I be in a show so. Or channel is either color and then or say or co-organizer or Okayako Central. Meaning the internet. Unya bedin income papa bed madam baby party. If nana nsa mewere ho ye se mi hu akwala ye se wakofesika nti ya hange no na ye bu no ya bu akwala ya ma je onfa nan kafa fa ntwe wo kura wo onfa se oni ya bu ni se ye de mako ni akadu extra no ho ifa mi suye mewere ho ye the whole day bone ben na akwala ne ye se accommodate no na wa fesika 2 million okoyimu 55 cedis e ya to gari Galipo no oni you and a bonus our brono. Sefa, no nigga, akwala ne ma mean so a woman upon Tiasi. And that account for be so only wua, no bushia, the sort neighbor and papa Tiasi. Sefa, the best threat yaw forno. A bad time movie. A ya say obaya bonia. Kwanya obefa so a obetia kwalen. Neya about kwana obwa kwane fa yelma. And it is a what piano. It go on them exercise to from pa. Which is if I may say, let me must fix some words. If I'm from the Sanko will be a down. No more be no be no better than my body that dirty. Let's trail. No better nothing. No much sales say, wait, oh, ye say, we are ye and your nest and your beam. The fun to me, give me come and say, and yes, I'm back to a Nepal name, Duma, Menyan Kola, or Muchi Matem. It's our boss word, dear. And your banana sword thing, and so say it's the winner another Siacolano, and to who now we are our phone, and sell the empire, but a player connect any a foot on the Casachere. Again, I had down for one for dinner and after to Bonia, more in now for phone. She has seen up about the school, or better than will study the tea of it, not them, so they uncle I don't go far. First, so I'm because open getting Bonia, it will count. The family balance for our perspective going. Oh, Macata can stay. A dinner down so I'm welcome, maybe 2 years. What did the big account 1 year service and maybe no member? You let me bow. Why I did a year more about some member what you about Bono. Say, I never been able to when you will be there ever come anymore when you always say anymore, member, Unipapa. For so, Timusa. Say, and then the open who could do Unipapa of the back. Member.
Mati, Mamma was it, Nana Wako. Final color,
Nana will be Cassie. Now, boy, friends say, don't go me, Nana.
Miami Senior, Malamidi, final color, Malamidi, young girl.
Also, radio, Juma. Yeah, we move out of my ferry. Who class if I don't want to find? Why? We are some. Who be that?
Ukwe krasi ba na we fine. Odu a tin cry.
Unze me kwe krasi no a ɛhɔ no mframa no ɛyɛ mframa pa ɛyɛ aduane pa ɛwɔ hɔ.
Tena radio so. Tell the radio man of it.
Sɛ me ye kua kakra ka ho wo ho. Me ye kua.
Ana so ukwe krasi na we fine.
Ɛnse ntina ya me kɔtena Sentra ya me kɔtena kokɔ na ase kakra na ma gye mframa papa kakra na ma di aduane a ɛyɛ kakra.
Ya mbrɛ na so. Ye president say wa shabu be free. On shot na e track this man e twa no. I say attravel is 2 ya shot ye won. And so ye track comment answer ye kwa to abo na mboa.
Enokre.
Nti ye sugar factory no. President o share boss obe. Nti ma ye the intention na ma sugar factory na mbra mai. Na ye ma me so on so waje ban say on the onko ba bia. E dina so wo no on fambra na ida. Na ko nya internet. Ram that ye tam na so bai.
Mama na wase Malam Idi see. Love my listeners. Love my callers. Love the contributions that they give. Meaning say you nipa bebra omutie, but they don't contribute, they don't comment, they don't say anything, but they are observing. Munyina, lots of love to all of you. Mami enamase se dan den na muchinchin feeling to happy 90.9 FM. But me sorry swa, mami emfa dear de bako emfa nyamo. And a shopping tidbit and I'm the mamo and ne ano pay live on happy 90.9 FM and was needed you made now mame and Kaiwe say smart shoppers never settle for the first price they see. Smart shoppers, they never settle for the first price they see. At West Mall, you've got choices, multiple stores, competitive prices, and deals waiting to be discovered. To go shop back on a price no was so I can go to another shop to go and check. You can compare the prices and make the choice that you think they will benefit you and I say will suit your pocket. So take a moment, look around, compare prices and brands. It could save you more than you think. Make every city count. Compare smart. Shop West Hills Mall. To Wanko West Hills Mall. And Fabio. And Abeko. Ma Yemfa and Asikesi Enfama Joe Sanko. Always on time, on point. Send the messages to the beer. Odakra na esusun dae. Even I see my rapper for Lee from distance, she is contributing. Prince Obapakwa in Brown. There be a veteran is one among for each other. I was a nitwit. If you have any other alternative opinion, bring that and let's have a conversation. To the entire production team, news team, digital team, your friend and compensation this year, Diana, as soon as this year. Chenchen hine na kwa Sefah-Danquah nyame pa ochana anopa besa na transfer akasema du ama no nsia ba the another edition of the Happy Morning Show. Ebe bro me sorry so a happy sports team na ye krado pudu pa ene ensema hodo no aye bi di ho nkomo no esewani enso ka kire Prince Obapakwa Brown.